Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of our Let's Learn playthrough of Stellaris together with Michael from Gaming For Immersion channel. There's a link down to his channel in the description and he'll be posting these videos on his channel as well. But this is a slow play of a full playthrough of a Stellaris game where I am, I guess I don't know, moderately familiar with the game, pretty good, and Michael is brand new to the game. And we're playing this through as a co-op empire, learning the game kind of through taking it step by step, talking through every mechanic and generally how Stellaris works and what to do, what's a good thing to do, what's not a good thing to do. I guess I don't know, give opportunity for Michael to say hello.
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well today.
Yeah. And we are so far, well, where are we? We're just about a year into the game. Right, we are playing as the Sivantian Order, an empire Michael has created. So we went over that in episode 1, I believe, in detail. But we are effectively a theocratic dictatorship. We're xenophobe and fanatic spiritualist. Our origin is teachers of the Shroud. So we have been guided by these, what are they called? Sort of some Shroud Walkers, I think they're called. To ascend and we've been guided by them throughout our civilization's existence. For our civics, we picked Heroic Past and the Crusader Spirit, because we do want to tell others how great things can be.
Before we kill them.
Before, before we're gonna give them that as a choice,
or enslave them, I suppose.
Yeah, or enslave them. Yeah. So that's kind of our galaxy. Let's go ahead and jump back into it. What we did in the first episode is mostly go over the Empire and the galaxy setup. In episode 2, we kind of took our first steps doing our first tradition. I think selecting some techs and sending out our science vessel here to the Altair system and letting it explore. We've also got a first contact here with a He menace, He menace, that we are actively pursuing, right? One of our envoys is working on decoding their language so we can, open up communications with them. And that's where we are, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go with Hey Menace, but it just sounds better to my ear. But...
Hey, okay. Yeah, I think He Menace is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Fine. But I guess what happened at the tail end of the previous episode is that you saw the science ship while surveying all of these planets in Altair. You saw on one of the planets, if you zoom into that system, in fact, it's on an asteroid, you can see it found like a little microscope thing with a 6 next to it.
Oh, ancient signals. Let me read this out. We've picked up a series of strange electronic signals inside the system. Preliminary data shows these transmissions might be thousands of years old. Our crew is keen to find their origin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? You're better off clicking. You see at the very top of the screen, there's this little hourglass with like a little pattern thing. If you click on that, you're gonna get a bit more options about the anomaly.
Hourglass with an.
Sorry, an hourglass, magnifying glass.
Okay. I'm still looking for.
It's like a notifications are like right across like the center of your screen. At the very top.
I might be blind because I don't see an hourglass.
Or maybe you didn't.
Magnifying
glass.
I don't see a magnifying glass. Are you talking about across the top panel where all of our different resources are listed?
Yeah, to the right where that panel ends, there's like an exclamation mark now saying Council Agenda available.
No,
and then there's also an anomaly.
I don't see that.
Okay, well that's a shame, but okay, you'll see it later, but it doesn't really matter for this one.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, yeah, I mean, the important thing is that if you click on that anomaly on that microscope in the system, you'll pretty much get the same screen.
It's for me. It's all the way. It's underneath that bar for me.
Sorry,
it's all the way in the top left. Underneath energy credits and consumer goods. Yeah, there's a flashing exclamation point that says Council Agenda available, and then next to that is anomaly. Aquarius has found an anomaly.
Yeah, so those are all notifications. Like the agenda thing doesn't matter right at this second. So you can right-click it and dismiss it.
Yeah, okay.
And then if you click on that anomaly left-click, you'll see this ancient signal. So you'll see the same text, and you can jump to where that anomaly is exactly, right?
Yeah.
and you can choose whether you leave it be for now, which is the default choice, like the scientist just continues and surveys the system, or you can change the scientist that's going to survey it very quickly, or you can click investigate, and that means the scientist will stop the surveying and queue this up as the first order. Once he's done with the investigating the anomaly, he will then proceed with surveying.
Okay, I think we want to leave B for now, right?
Yeah, so kind of
we need to prioritize surveying.
Yeah. So to be honest, at the start, first of all, you want to prioritize surveying and getting to the choke points, I would say, because until you survey, you can't claim the system, and you can't claim it as yours.
So we'll also, just make a mental note here that we need to send the scientist here to investigate it at some future point.
Yeah. So if you are in the galaxy view, if you hold down Alt, you can actually see a lot of the the extra things that are in the system, including like the green numbers are what you've already kind of working with your stations, and the white numbers you can always see, but you can see like anomalies, and you can see some other things later down the line.
Gotcha. That's useful.
Yeah. And then just in general, what are these anomalies, right? So they are these little stories, a little kind of events, little peculiarities you find in their universe. They're typically one step, so you will kind of like solve this and it will be over. But there are a small number that are multi-step, which is, so normally it's kind of like a little situation. Sometimes it can be followed up by another anomaly or lead you in another system. It's kind of a little quest. They range from difficulty 1 to difficulty 10, right? Each difficulty obviously taking more and more days. So you can see this one is hard. So it's level 6. And you can see kind of anomaly level 6, scientist level is 1. So research time, so it would take us 1,080 days. Why is that? Because the base level is 120 and difficulty is 5. So that adds, I guess double the days, 960. And you can, if you see that if you hover over hard, you will
I'm digesting all those numbers right now.
Yeah. The research progress, you'll basically get 1.2 progress per day. Discovery traditions is what we adopted in the previous episode. Remember, with that Unity resource.
Yeah.
One of the things it gave us, aside from a few others, is plus 20% to anomaly research speed. So the best thing to hear with a level 6 like this, I guess at the end, once you do analyze the anomaly, it will give you a range of benefits, and it's quite a wide range. It can give you some research. It can even give you some ships sometimes. It can add something to that asteroid, where it's like maybe it's like a super rich in minerals, and instead of giving it, I guess right now it's not giving any minerals, it will give it like plus 10. There's lots of things you can do. It's not like really urgent to do them, but you'll see, like we'll kind of talk about when is a good time to come back and do these anomalies.
Okay. Now, do we have other scientists available while she continues to survey? Could we go ahead and start investigating if we wanted to with somebody else?
Yes, we can. So let's click leave it be for now. So we'll leave this one be, and that means the scientist we have ordered, she'll just keep surveying, kind of ignoring this anomaly, right?
Okay.
Now, going from Altair, you see, we can also go down south, right? So like you said, it might be a good idea, especially given we've gone with the discovery tradition and kind of got some buffs to our survey speed. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get another science ship and to get another scientist to man it, and then go survey systems to the south, right?
Yep.
So to do that, what we need is go to this Imaka station. You see, on our kind of the only system we have settled, there is this circle with 2 circles around it.
Circle with 2 circles around it.
To the right of the name of our system, Imaka. On the galaxy map.
Oh, on the galaxy map, no wonder. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, Imaka station. Gotcha. I was on the system map.
So you see this. Yeah, so this station, you'll see when we claim a system, you get this little station that doesn't do anything. But whenever you claim a system, you can start upgrading that little. I think it's called a starport or whatever. I think this is a starport, but I can't remember what the first building is called, but it's like a little thing that signifies that this is our system, a little beacon. And you update it into a starport, then you update it into a starhold, and then all to Citadel and onwards and onwards. Okay. And what does that do? You can see it has some modules in it, right? Mm-hmm. And ours has a shipyard and a solar panel network, right?
Yep.
The shipyard is what allows us to build ships in space. So one shipyard can build one ship at a time. You can have, you can fill up a whole station and multiple stations with shipyards. and they will all build one ship at a time, regardless of its size. It's just that, they will be finished with a smaller ship faster, obviously, than a big one.
Okay.
And then you have solar panel network is another type of module, which this one, for example, you see produces 6 credits.
Yep.
Which is, quite nice, given that it has no upkeep and it doesn't require any pops, right? So it just produces 6 credits for us, which is very nice. But it does take up a module. And these kind of stations, they can be things like shipyards, they can build ships, they can be part of your economy, so you can kind of buff them up with buildings that produce resources. You can make them like a defense type station. There's quite a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, I'm reading through the options here. We've got anchorage, gun battery, solar panel network, and trade hub.
Yeah, the anchorage would be to, like, if you want to increase the size of our fleet, you could build like a station in like a little tuckaway system that will have a lot of anchorages, and they will just increase our fleet size. But if an enemy comes and kills that station or takes over that system, we'll suddenly have our naval capacity drop, and we'll have to pay like very much increased upkeep or anything over the cap.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of buildings. I will talk about those, I guess, when we get there. You can also see there's defenses in the tab down at the bottom. So these are like defense platforms you can build on top, like of the modules to help defend this system with this starport.
Okay, gotcha.
You also then have the army hub. These are just, I believe, these are just armies. The armies are actually built on the planet. And they can be landed on a planet and just kind of chill there, or they can, I guess, stay on the station. I'd say generally armies aren't like super developed part of the game. It's a pretty simple system, so not really much interesting here.
Okay.
And then you have the shipyard, right? Obviously, because we have at least one shipyard, we actually get the menu for this here.
So this is where we would build the science ship if we wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So here you see on the right, we have civilian ships, and then we have corvettes, i.e. military ships. You can go ahead and click on a science ship, and you can see it will cost 100 alloys, right? Remember we mentioned like the alloys are made from minerals, and they're used basically for ships, star bases, and a few other things, I guess. But mostly it's ships and star bases.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all that's important. It will take 57 days to build it.
And when that does come online, then it automatically has a scientist in it?
No.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and unpause just to let time kind of pass a little bit, and we can talk about where you get the scientists once it spawns. But for now, I guess what we have is we're observing our. Actually, hang on. Let me just pause for a second and see if there's something we can do with our planet just so we don't waste time.
Okay.
So first of all, if we go back to our empire capital, which you can kind of do by clicking it in the top right, you see where it says overview. You can just click on Civasia, and it will open up the planet screen again.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm there.
Yep. So kind of a lot going on there. We could right now build a building, certainly. In fact, you know what? Let's actually.
Let's do that.
To be honest, we should have acted a bit sooner. So we don't have 400 minerals for a building.
That 15 is that 15 per month or 15 per year? Monthly gain 15. Okay, so
monthly. Yeah.
So it'll take slightly more than 1 month before we'll have the 400 that we need.
Yeah. So I guess what we could do in the meantime, though, so apart from, let's say we have the surface tab, right, where you have these districts and buildings, which is really like the main screen, right? You also you see there's a tab called management.
Okay.
Right. And in it, you should see planetary features.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that is kind of not.
We can build an industrial wasteland. That sounds magnificent.
No, so we actually clear it. So you see, some of these down below.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a kind of like a blocker. So every planet that you meet, actually, let's go back to the surface. Every planet has a size, which is 21. Like you see, if you go back to surface and look at top right, you'll see size of planet 21.
Okay.
Right, which is actually quite lucky because the first planet you roll, I think, between like 18 and 22 maybe.
Okay.
But something like 21 is a pretty good roll on a planet. I think 12 is probably the smallest a planet can be. 30 is the biggest. And what does that actually mean? What it means is amount of districts you can build.
Yep.
So generated districts, mining, agriculture, and city districts. In total, we can build 21 in any configuration we want. However, However, when you look at the city districts, you see it says 3 out of 21, right?
Yep.
Because urban districts, there is no real other limit other than size of the planet, right? But if you look at generated districts, it says 2 out of 6. Right?
Yep, gotcha. Okay.
And that depends on the planet. So some systems are just better suited to planets, reflecting the fact that, they have better like energy deposits, or I don't know, more like wind for wind power or whatnot. Then mining sectors, we have 8, 2 out of 8, right? And 2 we just got from the start of the game. 8 is the maximum just from this planet. And you can find a planet, for example, you might be in need of minerals, and you might find a continental world planet. But when you actually land on it, you realize, or when you actually survey it, you realize it doesn't have any mining district. It's just a barren planet. You can live on it, it's got a good climate, but it doesn't have any minerals. But it could have like lots of food, right? And therefore, like it kind of just gives every planet like a little bit of flavor, and also lets you specialize certain planets. Typically, the first planet's kind of a good all-rounder.
Yeah.
But still, you can kind of see we're kind of skewed towards food, right? Because 3 out of 9 for food.
Yeah. Now, I have just a follow-up question here. Obviously, the 6 for generator, the 8 for mining, and the 9 for agriculture, those do not add up to 21. So does that mean that some of these districts of the 21 could be used for for more than one purpose? Some of them can only be used for one purpose, and some of them could be used for multiple purposes. Or how exactly? What's the relationship between the 21 total city districts versus the 23 that we have when you add up those 3?
Yeah. So, for example, good observation. I guess so. City districts, you can have up to maximum planets. So the city could be composed entirely of urban districts, because it's kind of up to the people how many cities you want to build. However, generated districts, it can be maximum 6 for this particular planet, but it changes from planet to planet. It can never be more than 21, but you can only build up to 6. But if you, for example, build 15 city districts and 6 generated districts, right? You will kind of max out generated districts, and city, you will not be able to build any more mining or agriculture districts, you see? So it's kind of in sum, in total, you need to be, all your districts need to add up to 21, whether it's urban districts, generator, mining, or agriculture. But individually, you can build up to 21 of city districts, but then nothing else. Or you can build, but even if you wanted to build all 21 districts mining, you can't do that on this planet, because your maximum mining
is 8.
Kind of defined as, so some countries have oil and some don't. So this planet is just kind of has certain amounts of, useful minerals. So and that number is 8.
Yeah, and it's currently only 6 until we do some clearing of blockages, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that blockages, and sorry, I guess meant you kind of add another thing, because you said, so we add up 6 plus 8 plus 9, that you're right, you said that would make 23, right? So if we didn't build any city districts, I don't think that's possible. I think you need at least one city district. But if let's say we did, then yes, you can't max out generator, mining, and agriculture, because that would add up to 23, and therefore breach 21. 21 is always the absolute max. There is a way, though, to like get a few more through various means.
Okay.
Probably get 4, 5, 6 more with like all the tech, I'd say. Maybe up to 8 even.
All right, so if I'm understanding this correctly, we are actually currently using 10 districts, right?
Yeah, 3 plus 2, so 5, 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
10,
gotcha. We're using
and
10 out of the 21.
Yeah, and you can actually see, you see where it says districts and buildings, there is this little like square, although I'm not sure if you have the same mod for the UI actually, but there is like a little grid of like little squares, and it says 8 now next to it.
Where? Okay, now where am I looking?
It would be somewhere on your screen.
Okay, so where? Yeah, to the far right of the label districts and buildings, I see 3 rows of squares with an 8 next to it.
Yeah, which is basically 21, and it means you have 8 extra available. And if you hover over that 8, it kind of tells you what I just told you, right?
Yeah.
So it says maximum districts is 18. Why is that? Well, from planet size 21, from planetary features,
blockages.
-3, yeah. Gotcha. And so whenever you find your planets like later on, we'll find new ones. There will always be some blockages, which is just kind of like an annoying thing you have to clear in order to unlock those districts. And so when we go to the management tab, you see?
Yeah, that's what those first 3 options are for.
Yeah, you have these planetary features. First of all, planetary features kind of explain to you as to where your districts come from. And it kind of just gives you, on the home planet, it kind of gives you a bit of flavor, right? So you can kind of see we have hot springs on our planet. That gives you generated districts +1. And it's kind of, mostly this doesn't really matter. It's just kind of some flavor as to why your planet is size 21.
I see.
On new planets we find later, you might have these planetary features that give you special resources. You might have features that give you special buildings or even debuffs. And also you will have blockers, not such as we have sprawling slums and industrial wasteland from like past industrial districts on our planet. Perhaps they will have like wildlife or like some toxic kelp or like some dense jungle, and you're gonna have to clear it.
Okay, that
so for now, kind of to keep things going, and you always have these on your starting planet. This is kind of standard. If you look at sprawling slums, that's kind of unique to the starting planet. We can actually go ahead and clear that, and it will take 120 days and 300 credits, which we have. You might want to click on that clear blocker. And you see on clearing, it will say 100 pops are created.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
I see. So that's the reason why you went with clearing the sprawling slums over clearing the industrial wasteland, is because we got the benefit when it's done?
Yeah, we don't really need those other 2 districts. So the other industrial wasteland, if we clear those, they will give us max agriculture districts +2 and max mining districts +2. But we're nowhere near the cap.
Yeah, so there's no rush.
It doesn't matter too much, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So now we kind of have 120 days. By that time, we'll actually save enough for a building. We can probably just kind of leave that here for now, just so we can unpause and let the game kind of like run a little bit. Right now, we're waiting for our science ship to be built. You can see that in top right, again, next to Sivasia.
Yeah, it's almost done.
You can see
Aquarius there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Aquarius, which is the one that already exists.
Yeah, okay.
So now we've got Polemius Silvius, science ship.
Yeah, so that Polemius Silvius is a science ship. So if you click on the science ship, you can click on empty leader slot. All right.
Okay. And I've got Vibia Vitruvia or Posthumus Valerius.
Yeah.
And they have different traits available for them here.
Yeah. And so, I guess let's talk about, there's basically leaders. There's 3 types. There's like remember when we selected the leader of our empire, we talked a little bit about it, but there's basically officials who are kind of like a master administrators. There are commanders who can command fleets and armies. And then there are scientists, which mostly look after our they can be like a head of research, or they can command a science ship. Those are really 2 things they can do. They can also be a planetary governor as well. Let's see right now. So Publia Sulpicia, she's our head of research, so she's on the council, but she's already leading a ship.
Yeah, she's already on Aquarius.
Yeah, so we need to do recruitable leaders. We have 2 left. Normally you have 3, but I believe because we are what was it? Heroic, no, modifiers, capacity, features of the shroud. Why? There was a reason. There was a reason for why we're basically having less choice. Normally you have choice of 3, I believe, but here we have 2, so that's fine.
Well, only one of the 2 can we even afford.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Why is that one 350 unity though? To be honest,
and higher upkeep 3 as well.
Yeah,
because he's the 3rd level. He's level 3.
Yeah, so you basically have choice. We need to recruit one of these to man our ship. The first one is level 1 scientist, as you can see, right? And if you hover over that one, you can see that per this level of scientist, they get 10% survey speed, archaeology skill +1, and astral rift skill +1. These are both a little bit similar to anomalies. We'll kind of deal with them when we meet them, but it's a bit like things you can find in space, and then you need to kind of research before you kind of understand what they are exactly, right? You can see if they're a sector governor or planetary governor, they will increase the amount of research generated, which makes sense. And they will also decrease empire size from pops. Again, we'll talk about that a bit later. And planetary cosmic storm devastation reduction will also be reduced.
Are you getting all this from hovering over scientist per level?
Yeah, level 1. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
There's kind of like a bunch of buffs. Basically, as they level up, they become better. Also, you can see their name, their class. Obviously, you can see their scientist, because only a scientist can lead a science ship. And then you have these two round icons, which is their like traits, which is what for this woman, Vibia, one of them is psychic, right? And that gives you science ship effect, survey speed plus 10%, anomaly discovery chance plus 5%. So every time she surveys like an asteroid or planet, there's a chance she will find an anomaly. So it's not that they are necessarily like pre-scripted in the game. I believe like it's actually there is a role.
I see. Okay.
For them. And it's generally good.
So if she doesn't discover one, it's not that there is one there and she just didn't discover it, but rather it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Yeah. So no one, I believe, once a system is surveyed, like no one else can survey it and find something you didn't find, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like,
okay.
That's kind of like that.
You get one shot to survey something to discover an anomaly.
Yeah, exactly. Or anything on that planet, yeah. So again, planetary governor, if she was a planetary governor, she would get unity from plus 10%, and so on. Sector governor effects, basically the same effects as planetary governor, except they're halved, right? Again, we'll talk about those kind of in a bit. Then she has adaptable leader trait, right? So leader experience gain plus 20%. So she will just generally kind of level up faster, which is also very nice. Like leaders are important and they can provide a lot of buffs, and you can almost like play around leaders.
What's the maximum level?
10.
10, okay.
And she'll get more of these traits as she levels up.
Okay.
So then as we go to the right, you can see her ethic, right? It's spiritualist, right? So if she was on the council, then generally our pops would be more likely to become spiritualist, right?
Okay.
If she's a planetary governor, then 50% spiritualist ethics attraction. It doesn't mean everyone will become spiritualist. Generally, our population will be kind of roughly split among our government like ethics. But if we did hire everyone who is spiritualist in our government, then slowly we will gravitate more and more towards spiritualist. And you'll see how that has an effect later on as well.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that's like the primary consideration. I'd say the traits is the primary consideration. Their age is important. Right now, this woman is 39 years old. And if you hover over their age, it says age under 80, so chance of death is 0.
Okay.
Kind of life expectancy right now is about 80, but that will change. And there's many things you can do with life and death and whatnot later on.
Okay.
She costs 100 unity to recruit, and we have 187, and we're generating 37 per turn, right in top left.
And she this is a good use for our unity at this point?
Yeah, I think like at the start you do want to kind of explore, especially since we picked the discovery tradition. It kind of makes sense to explore and find those choke points and whatnot. Start like finding out who's what, who's friendly, who's not. So 2 science ships. I would even say maybe 3 is a good investment.
Well, we can't afford a 3rd scientist yet.
Yeah, we can't afford that one, so we'll kind of save up that unity. So I guess the alternative was also to get this Posthumous Valerius guy, which would be more unity, but on the other hand, he's only 4 years older. He would cost us 6 unity to upkeep, but he's obviously better, right? He will have like a survey speed plus 30%, and he also has carefree as a trait, which is kind of just different, but he would have anomaly research speed plus 20%. That would be on, we would also add another 20% from our discovery tradition. And you can see that little grayed out plus, which means that because he's level 3, we would also be able to pick 2 more traits for him when we hire him.
I saw that.
But it's fine. Yeah, that's kind of good enough. So now that we've manned this science ship, you can go ahead and send him to explore, and you can hold down the shift key and send him down to like south.
Okay, well now I've got Polemius Silvius on my screen and her card in the lower left-hand corner. Do I have to select?
No, that's it. That means it's selected.
Okay, that does mean it's selected. Okay, and so then I can go back to the Galaxy screen and then come into Altair and click on this. Or you
could even click on Altair and do survey. If you hold down Shift, it will actually help survey Altair faster. Like that's actually not a bad idea.
Okay, so so I've got Polemius Silvius. Sorry, this is just like a UI question here. I've got Polemius Silvius, that card on the lower left-hand part of my screen, and I'm looking at Altair as a system here on the main part of my screen. And what do I click on?
Just right-click and click Survey.
Right-click on what?
on the system, on kind of like the star dot.
Oh, I see. I've got survey and then I've got survey system. What's the difference between the two? Orders, survey, or survey system?
Survey system, it will just do the whole system for you.
And what would survey do?
Survey would be survey that star. So I think you're in like the solar system view, right?
I am in the solar system view, yes.
Yeah. So you could order your science ship to like survey a particular asteroid, or like you can even pick like shift click and order like exactly how you want it to survey,
I
right?
See. Okay, all right.
But I was looking at it from the galaxy view, and there you just right click just go like survey.
Okay, so I zoom back out here to the galaxy view, and I've got move here, survey system, and research anomalies in system.
Yeah. You could just go survey system.
Okay, I will do that.
And if we want pause, it will start flying, and it will just help the other ship survey. But if you keep kind of clicking on Polemius Silvius, if you hold down shift, you can then right click on any other system and also go survey, and just kind of make it go down, for example. Like go south and survey a few systems. You kind of queue up a few orders for it.
Yeah, did you see what I did there?
Let me have a look. Yep, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I just heard a...
Anomaly found.
Anomaly found, okay.
Yeah, so you can click on that anomaly and kind of just read that little flavor text, and you can see this one is routine, for example, right?
Yeah, okay, so this is ship sensors are picking... Oh, just that doesn't say much at all, okay.
And explain pattern interference, yeah. I mean, to be honest, there are so many anomalies, I personally can't remember what they do, but I mean, people who play like a lot, they kind of know exactly what it is, and like they know the outcome, and so if you're kind of playing competitively, so to speak, people will know which one to like investigate first.
Yeah, they'll prioritize things. So are we going to get a message that either one of these science ships are idle once they're finished surveying what we've told them to do, and that way we know to then turn them around and have them investigate these anomalies, or maybe go on to another system?
Yeah, I believe we'll get like a voice saying like orders suck. We'll definitely get like a voice saying system surveyed. I'm not sure if it will actually tell us like that it's idle.
I'm just wondering if there's a quick and easy way to know that something's idle.
I think maybe in top right, if you click on the ships, you see, because there's like a little, I don't know, Pantheon sort of icon, which is an overview. But next to it is ships.
Yeah. We have new entries right now. We have hotkey and next previous.
Yeah, no, but if you click on that ship, you'll now see all the ships in our empire displayed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And you see that little green icon, for example, next to our construction ship or next to our military fleet. It kind of means orbiting and kind of doing nothing. Okay. Whereas next to our science ship, it has this like surveying icon. So if you see a green icon next to the ship, it means they're doing nothing, just kind of orbiting.
Okay, so status is docked at Imaka Station. That's for the Classis 1. And then
that's our fleet of like 3 corvettes that we get at the start.
And then our Phoenicia here is docked at Imaka Station as well. Then Aquarius, if I hover over that, it says... It doesn't tell me what it's doing.
Well, survey. You see a little icon to the left of it, which is like a little blue thing.
Yeah, with a 1. But if I hovered over it, I thought maybe it would tell me, would explain to me what that icon meant, and I don't actually. So I'm going to have to learn the icons, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, okay. I guess it doesn't actually tell you, but you see that progress bar is kind of doing something.
Actually, no, I take it back. If I hover over the 1, that is what I was looking at first. But if I actually hover over a little bit to the right of that, that progress bar. To the blue part of the icon, now I can see that it is surveying a whole bunch, like a bunch of systems are queued up, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you now.
Yes, so with that said, so we kind of leave them to survey. We now have 400 minerals. And I believe we also cleared our blocker. We can click on our world.
Okay.
Click on our planet again, just so we unpause and things are happening.
Yeah. All right.
We kind of see, like, again, like coming back to these districts and buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of don't want to go over it like too much as to what the thinking process is, but I will just say, we can either build space stations, but they don't give us a lot, right? Because in a galaxy view, you can see we don't have a lot of options for, like, we can either get that station for 2 minerals, 2 energy, or 2 engineering, right?
Okay.
So that would be like one use of our minerals. Another use is to build a building on our planet, or a district. A district would give us resources, like just raw energy or minerals or food. If we look in top left, we don't really need energy right now. We get plus 50. That's a very good income. But we have plus 15 minerals. I mean, arguably, we could use some more minerals because we'll be building a lot, given it's obviously the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Food you don't really spend on anything. It's more about upkeep for pops. So we don't really need any.
Does more food make your population grow any faster, or is it just a matter of staying above the minimum?
Just a matter of staying above, yeah.
Okay.
And so we don't need any districts necessarily, but we could build a building. Again, we kind of go over what different buildings do, but just to kind of cut it short a little bit, we'll just build a research lab, because that's, I guess, a good opener, because research is very, very good, right?
For sure. I'm big into
you
research.
see where we have city districts, right? We have the first district is like the government district, right? And if you click on, we have right now planetary administration, and we have a medical center in there.
Yeah, see it? But we have 4 more open slots there.
Yeah, so 4 more open slots. If you click on any of those, we actually get quite a lot of choice of buildings, because this is a nice kind of government sector that has a lot of options.
Yep.
But and the research lab is one of those options.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. So
yeah,
physicists, biologists, and engineers just turn consumer goods into different types of research. Got it.
Research.
Okay.
Yep, and it kind of deals you approximate jobs production. I think that's with all the bonuses that we get. We'd get 4.5 of each research, and we'd need 2.7 consumer goods to upkeep that.
So, okay, where I see city districts, and then I see archives and mixed industry. If I were to click on the open building slots for either archives or mixed industry, does it just change the list of buildings that we could build there?
Yes. So if you click, you see archives.
Yeah, I can see in the archives all I can build are
Yeah.
research labs or temple.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and also the archives itself, in fact, if you hover over the name archives, it's what's called a specialization. You have kind of like, imagine you have city districts. Within them, you have like a government district that's always there. You have 6 buildings in there, one of which is always occupied by the planetary administration. And then you have 2 specializations, which if this was a brand new planet, would have to choose what they are. In fact, if you click on the archives, if you click on it, to the right, you will see district specialization 1 details and district specialization 2. And if you actually click on the little 2 arrows circling each other, right?
Okay, for district specialization 1?
Yeah, there's actually lots of them, right? You can see, and we can actually change the specialization.
I see, gotcha, okay.
And we're gonna leave that out for now, but what it basically determines, the specialization itself gives you some extra jobs and whatnot, and some other benefits, but we can just press X on that. But specialization also determines what kind of buildings can you actually build within that.
I see.
Right? And the archives, therefore, allows you to build research labs or temples. Temples is because we're spiritualists. Normally, you build a bureaucratic center with bureaucrats. But since we are theocracy, we're sort of governed not by bureaucrats but by priests.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so I would suggest we click on research labs, and you can see it's 360 days, 400 minerals. It will take 2 energy to upkeep. All buildings cost upkeep.
Now, what? My instinct is to say if we're going to build research labs, it makes more sense to build them in archives rather than in the city districts portion.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, click on archives and build it there because we're limited. Yep.
Yeah.
And so now you have them in build queue. You can always click on the build queue and get and cancel it. Right. So for example, you see, I clicked on it and we canceled it, and it refunds all the resources.
Okay.
Even if it's like 90% built, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
based on my experience with you, you probably don't care for that.
Yeah, immersion. So you see, we clicked on that, and now that will start kind of building. And we can go ahead and unpause just to keep the time running. And we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
It will take a year to build, so it does take time. Buildings are like expensive and they're important. They can be buffed, they can be upgraded later. And again, we'll see what impact they actually have. And so we're kind of back in Galaxy View. We're just kind of chilling. What you could do is you could order our construction ship to the Altair system so that as soon as it's surveyed, we can actually claim it.
Okay, so I'm just going to click on move here then?
Yeah, just click on move here. Because there's nothing else for you to do. Yeah, you see everything else is grayed out.
Yes. And there's nothing to build, nothing worthwhile to build in the Altair system. Or I'm sorry, in the survey, in the Amaka system.
Yeah, for now, I wouldn't do it. Oh, okay.
What was
Let's
that?
pause. So you see, we got another tradition available.
Okay, I see. Okay, we have enough unity
so we're pretty
to adopt a new tradition. Okay.
Yep. So we go back to that screen. You see, we've already picked Discovery as our tradition.
Yeah.
So these you can't never go back with these. You can't like redo them or anything.
Okay.
That's why you only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I would say
so we can
one
choose,
will be
we could choose between To Boldly Go or Science Division, or potentially start a whole new selection if we wanted to.
Yes, exactly. With
So
this one, you can kind of
survey speed plus 35%. That seems pretty useful right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd say that's a good, decent opener. So we can go with that one. Yeah.
And it costs 343 unity. That's most of our unity at this point. So that's why the message popped up just now, because we just now had enough. Now I'm going to click no just for a second to see, do they all cost the same amount? Yes, it looks like those two options cost the same amount.
With every so you see now at the top of the screen, it now says 448. And it says it will take us 12 months.
Yes.
Yeah. If you hover over the 448, you can see base cost is 300, and because we have two traditions, we get 148 extra.
So they become increasingly expensive as you go up.
Indeed. And this is just one reason. Just the more of them you have, the more expensive they will get. We'll talk about another thing where the larger your empire, and larger in many ways, i.e. you have more systems, more planets, more pops, more of everything, things will also get more expensive. So you can kind of play tall, keep yourself focused, or you can play wide.
I see.
But then you're not as techy, you're kind of more outdated.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So there we go. So from that, we got survey speed plus 35, pretty big boost. Science ship disengage chance is, you'll see what that means, but effectively, if we run into any hostiles, the science ship will be able to jump out.
Okay.
As like an emergency.
What's the default chance? Because this is a plus 50%, so what's the default?
It's a good question. If we click on the science ship, do we even know that?
Ready.
I actually don't know. Okay. So let's pause. So I don't know what the default chance is.
That's okay. It's not that big of a deal, but they're presumably it's non-zero.
Yeah, it's not non-zero. Yes, but I think it's probably maybe 30%. Like it's a good boost as far as I remember.
Yeah.
Right, but we got a message. We got a message that council agenda is ready, right? Now.
Okay. Yes, I see it. All right.
Yeah. So if you click on that, that gives you our government, i.e., our council. So those leaders, like the scientists that we had, plus our leader that we chose at the start when we created our empire. Remember the Patriarch Marcus Menenius, right?
Yep.
All leaders, they have like kind of a job, like admirals. They can command like a fleet. They can command a science ship, maybe if they're the right class. If they're scientists, if they're a commander, they can command an admiral. An official can be governing a planet, or actually any of them can be governing a planet. But in addition to those jobs, what they can be is they can be on the council, and there are 5 seats on the council. Most of them are the same, but you actually have some choices, and you can see right now we have one council position locked out entirely.
Yeah, we have to complete the agenda, expand the council to unlock.
Exactly, yeah. And then there's also sometimes different types of council positions. Again, we'll see. But the first one is, for example, in the middle is our leader of our nation.
Yep.
It's called the Patriarch just because of our origin and ethics. That name kind of changes. He's level 1. So we get empire-wide buffs based on the level of the leader that's occupying that position, right?
Okay.
Which is, for example, for our leader, if you hover over that 1, it says per level, we get Federation Delegate Effect, monthly Federation Cohesion +1. That's when we deal with Federations. So it doesn't give us anything now. Diplomatic weight in the galactic community plus 10%. Again, that's later down the line. And yeah, it doesn't really give us anything else, to be honest, as our leader. And the fact that he's a patriarch, that depends on our ethics. It gives us empire effects per skill level, pop amenities usage minus 2%, edict fund plus 10.
Yep.
Then we have Minister of Defense. We have Head of Research as well, right? And as they gain traits, you will see that some traits are only activated if that leader is on the council. And you will then see we can specialize a leader to be like a council member scientist, or he can actually be better at actual kind of day-to-day job. So it's a bit like a general in an army can go to, I guess, Pentagon and be like presidential advisor, or he can actually be out there commanding troops.
Okay.
It's sort of that sort of dynamic. Now, this council is basically composed of leaders. They have traits. They give empire-wide buffs. That's like one side of the council. Another one is that at the bottom here, you see it says a launch agenda. That's kind of like our government's agenda, kind of like when a leader gets elected, right? They have certain agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry. It took me a second to get there, but I'm there now. Okay, so launch.
You see it? Like we have we have infinite opportunities. So this one is kind of this one is 90% complete when the game starts. I think that's true for any empire, and it basically only took us a year to complete it, right? So if you hover over it, it will say, right, let's promote and celebrate our technological advancement.
Yep.
So this one is just there from the start. If we click on it, it will say, well, actually, while it was building up, you can see initial modifier, citizen pop happiness plus 4%. And when we launch it, it will give us citizen pop happiness plus 10%. And it will last for 10 years, right?
Yeah, do we care about our pop happiness right now?
Yeah, you always care. Like, it's
okay.
The happier they are, the more resources they produce,
okay,
basically.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and click on it, since we can. Like, there's no reason never to not click on it. And you see now we have no agenda set, right?
Yep.
So if you click on that, we get kind of available agendas.
I
right?
see. So we have a higher purpose and then a number of others. Chart the Unknown might be a good one.
Yeah, so Chart the Unknown is an agenda we got because we took the Discovery Tradition tree, right? So we could click on that one, and that gives us survey speed plus 25% immediately. So as soon as we pick it, we will get that.
So we have one activated and another one like started at the same time.
Cooking sort of, I would say, and it has benefits while cooking, and it also has benefits when we actually launch it. But then those benefits only last 10 years.
Okay, gotcha. Can you repeat them?
Yes. So if you look down this list, right, we have then Expand the Council, Evolving Society, but it's fine. We can go with Chart the Unknown for now. You see these launched agendas, right?
Yes, I see.
And you can see that one's active for another years. When that runs its course of 10 years, it will go on cooldown. And when that cooldown is over, you can again launch. You can work on it, and then you can launch it.
Oh, okay. You have to work on it again. You can't just launch it. Immediately. No.
You have to work on it. Yeah, you have to. So it takes like 159 months to launch it, and then it lasts 10 years in the background.
Okay. So I see another option that we may want to prioritize, depending on just how strong it is, would be the Expand the Council option.
Yeah.
If whatever we got there as that fifth counselor provided good passive benefits, it might be worth doing that.
Yeah, and if we had high-level leaders, and to be honest, if our empire was big enough such that those benefits would really add up.
I see. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
That one I would say is, okay, you can kind of delay. Evolving Society is a very good one, because it gives you that unity. A unity gives you more traditions, and traditions are very powerful and very important. And it's important to get 3 of them kind of quite quickly.
Okay.
3 of them completed.
Yeah, and there's no, for Expand the Council, there's no benefit until you launch it.
For Expand the Council, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
So you can then modify this and make your counselors cycle through agendas faster, make them last for longer, make them cool down faster. There's lots of things you can do, but they're pretty powerful. And they're obviously all like percentage based, so that once your empire goes higher, like obviously a 10% or 40% boost on a bigger base is obviously more powerful. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's pick that agenda. Let's go ahead and unpause. Right. So we have that research lab still being constructed in our homeworld. We're surveying Altair. We are searching that new agenda. Pops are now generally happier. We can actually click on our home system, right? And just for a second, maybe go to our economy tab. I just wanted to show you how...
Yeah, I have to find it.
At the bottom. Like the ribbon sort of thing.
I'm still looking for it. Can you pause it for a second?
Yep.
Ribbon?
So on our planetary view. So if you go to our planetary view. You know, where we were selecting buildings.
Okay, I wasn't... Gotcha. Now, did you say the economy tab?
Yeah, so if you look at the economy tab...
I'm there. Sorry, I had not selected the planet yet. Okay.
Yeah, no worries, Jim. Sorry, I think skipped over that step. But you see, it basically has jobs, and it has, like, your population on this planet, which you can see as the first number in the kind of the big line of numbers at the top. It says 5,000.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we have 5,000 pops on our planet. And you see, like, you know, who are those pops? So, like, what do they do? So we got 200 of them are elites, and they're politicians.
Okay.
Right? Actually, yeah. So, yeah, they're politicians, and they're, like, elites. They're the highest sort of echelon society. There aren't many of those jobs. But if you hover over those, I won't click on it. If you hover over, you can see what they produce, right? So, in fact, you can even see it on the right here. So they consume 2 food and 6 consumer goods. And typically these numbers are like per 100. So, you know, it's probably like 1 food per 100. Okay. And we have 200 of them. So they consume 2 food. What they give us is 18 unity, 1 trade, and 600 amenities. Kind of making our people just kind of happy and satisfied.
Okay.
Then we have specialists, is a type of job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there we have some scientists, right? 60 of each. We got 320 priests. We got 100 enforcers, 200 medical workers, right? 150 metallurgists, and 350 artisans, right?
Okay.
We got kind of different jobs. These are all specialist type jobs. Like it doesn't matter for now what the difference is, but basically it takes time to be, well, it's pretty quick to get promoted from a worker to a specialist, but it takes time to be demoted. So if you remove the building, or for some reason it couldn't work, these people get unhappy because they would be unemployed, because they would need to like spend time before they get demoted to like lower class workers.
Okay.
You can see what these guys consume from their jobs. They consume 30 minerals. Those are probably for the metallurgists and artisans, right? They take minerals, they take food because they're people, right? And they take consumer goods because they're like scientists and whatnot. And they produce a whole bunch of stuff for us, which is typically like some advanced resources like research, unity, consumer goods, alloys. They produce a lot of amenities here as well. And there are some percentage bonuses are from medical workers. They give us 10% population growth and such. You see like a whole bunch of those numbers basically.
Yep, gotcha.
Yep, and then at the bottom we have workers. Workers are basically, they either kind of produce those basic resources, which is energy, minerals, and food. And they can also produce a bit of trade. Again, we'll talk about what trade is and how it works exactly, because it's been changed quite a bit recently. But they kind of produce some commerce, you could call it. And they consume food because they're people, and produce some consumer goods because, you know, everyone needs some consumer goods. But the workers generally consume less than specialists because their job requires like higher standard of living, and they generally expect a higher standard of living.
Okay.
And then at the very bottom, we have civilians, which is basically kind of like
consumers,
just general staff, like clerks, kind of like people who, they're not working. They're just doing like undefined jobs, like, I don't know, like car dealership,
but
like
the fact that
they're
producing trade,
trade
just makes me think of them as they're your consumers, your customers.
Kind of, like so commerce and amenities, right? So they kind of keep the world running. Yeah. So they will quickly move up. Like you'll see what happens when we build the research lab. We can kind of actually go ahead and, in fact, no, we can't pause because we got another thing going. But basically, this is your population. When we build that research lab, we'll create more jobs. Civilians, 2.1 thousand, will go into those jobs, and then we'll start producing more research.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let's go ahead and close this planetary view. And we quickly go to the top, and it says leader level up. That was the message we got sent.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep,
as that
I do.
Thing? Yeah, so if you click on that, so this is kind of the leaders, right? So Publius Sulpicia, our head of research, she's got to level up because she's been doing stuff. And I believe all leaders get like, actually, no, I think scientists don't get any experience if they're just sitting in a ship. But if they're surveying or researching anomalies, they get XP. And I think if you're on the council, you generally get XP just all the time.
Okay.
Right? But some time has passed, she's been surveying, so she's got a level up. Now, so level up, she has choices of traits. And typically, you can either level up one of your existing traits, which for her is meticulous, right? You can get that to level 2, or you can pick a brand new one, right? Which for her is, for example, charismatic. But if you look at charismatic, it has those little like 3 yellow dots kind of at the bottom of the trait. Do you see it? Like the meticulous just has a 2 next to it and nothing at the bottom, whereas charismatic.
So leader trait. Yeah, I'm hovering over that.
Yeah, and if you hover, it says Empire effects as a counselor.
Oh, so I see. So that symbol means she has to be a counselor to.
Yeah, she has to be a counselor to activate this. Yeah, you can get it, but if she's not on the council, it won't benefit your Empire.
Okay, but she is on the council, so it is an option for us.
Yeah, so it's a good option. I mean, ideally there would have been like Spark of Genius, which would increase our research speed and would kind of be more thematic with her being head of research. But actually, they can get any types of traits. So you can see she can be charismatic, which will give us Edict Upkeep minus 7.5% and Edict Funds plus 15. We don't have a lot of edicts to issue, so that one's not like maybe priority. You can also give us logistic understanding, right? So docked ship upkeep minus 5% and army upkeep minus 10%, but we don't have large armies.
No.
So it's kind of like a choice. Charismatic is not a bad one for the long term. Meticulous would probably be more of like if she's a scientist, just the actual execution on the ground, and that would actually help her.
Well, so Meticulous 2 is the only one, I shouldn't say the only one, but there is an obvious immediate benefit to that. However, it's an additional 5% anomaly discovery chance.
Yeah.
So, it's marginal whether or not it's worth it.
Yeah, although you only get one chance, so kind of up to you. Like pick what
you know the game better than I do. I would lean towards Meticulous 2 just because we know that she's already in the process of surveying and discovering anomalies, so I can see some value in that.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, go with Meticulous. And I guess I can't press OK because you already clicked on it. Yeah, so that's it. She's leveled up. Let's go ahead and unpause. And you'll see quite a few of our leaders are going to start leveling up like every second now because some time has passed and they're all doing something. So, boom, you see another one.
Yeah, leader leveled up. This is our patriarch, okay.
Yeah, so this one is very important. So again, we can level up his principled, which we picked at the start, right?
Stability increase.
Yeah, or you can get champion of the people or extra happiness, or you can get shipwright, ship build speed,
Well, I can see value in any of those, but you have a better sense than I do of what's important. Like stability, I mean, in my playing of Europa Universalis, stability is like incredibly important. But the fact that I'm seeing a +4 here, that's already higher than stability goes in EU. So I don't know. In other words, I don't know what the numbers represent really until I get more experience.
Yeah, so I'd say, to be honest, I'm not even sure myself, but it's either principled or champion of the people. I'll leave it up to you. I'd say both of those.
Well, let's lean into principled. I think that makes sense for our Jedi order here.
Yeah, true.
Jedi-ish order.
Yeah, and just to kind of tell you a little bit about stability. So if you click on the planet view again, like to our Sivasi as a planet.
Okay.
You see, like you saw first number where we had population 5,000, how many pops we have.
Yeah.
And to the right of it, that's stability. So stability is per
I see. So I can see the benefits
planet
here of stability as well as what's affecting it.
Yeah, and it's per planet. If generally speaking, you want to keep it above 50. Above 50, you get benefits. Below 50, you get penalties.
Okay.
Below, I think 30, you can get a rebellion, and they can secede from you as well.
Okay.
Or just generally give you a lot of like riots and like things that will just debuff you. It will kind of go into a spiral. There's things you can do to kind of counter that. But generally speaking, 50 is like kind of the minimum you should aim for. But you see right now we get some buffs. And what do we get from it? We have resources from jobs plus 17. And I would say happiness itself feeds into stability, I believe. Yeah, so you see, for example, stability is 50, then we get a bunch of buffs, and it says 79% pop approval rating. And we get plus 17 stability from that also, it looks like.
Okay. And our crime is 0%, which is super unrealistic, but okay.
Our what?
I said our crime is at 0%.
Yeah, so crime, but you see we actually have some crime. So from just general pops, we get plus 21. And from pop jobs, though, we get minus 25. Right? So the reason for that is if you hover over our planetary administration building.
Where's that?
That's in like the main city districts with the 6 building slots.
If I go back to surface, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Planetary administration, okay.
Yeah, you see, that's kind of a general building that you always have, and you will upgrade it as the population grows and as you need more administration.
Produce planetary defense army stability and reduce crime.
Reduce crime, yeah, exactly.
My only point, it was kind of a joke and it fell a little bit flat, but it's unrealistic to expect crime of 0% if you've got people involved.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean...
anytime you have a group of people, there's going to be a subset of that group that are committing crimes, no matter what, matter how much you're trying to enforce it. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, but you'll see though there is a lot. Well, not a lot. I say crime. It's been like reworked. It probably could use like an expansion, but there is things will happen with crime.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it says right here, high crime can trigger negative events and lower stability. So definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to pause the game, so we kind of keep rolling. Oh, nice. Look at the Altair. We found 10 minerals. If you click on the solar system, you can actually see there it's a few asteroids of 4 and 3.
Oh. Yeah. First contact event pending.
Yeah, so let's pause. Yeah. Just to finish that point, like it would be nice if all of that 10 minerals was on one asteroid.
But it's divided.
Because then you would have to pay upkeep only for one station.
Yeah, it's split up between 3, so any one of them is not necessarily worth it right now.
I mean, 3 is like all right. 6, I think, is like most. I think that's outside of outliers. 6 is like the max you're gonna get per asteroid. So 3, 4 is kind of good. 2 is, I'd say, mostly the minimum. Like, I mean, you might get 1.
Okay.
I think generally you kind of get 2 between 2 and 6. 3, 4 is kind of pretty good.
Okay, so we're coming up on an hour here. Depending on how long it takes to talk about the first contact event, we can do that now, or we could talk about it in the next episode.
Let's do it now. That won't be a lot. You just click on it, and it will give you a bit of flavor.
Okay, mysterious spacefarers. Let me read this out, okay?
Yep.
So, mysterious spacefarers, we are still gathering data on the alien spacecraft that was reported in the Earth's Goba system. If this vessel is an emissary of a previously unknown alien civilization, as seems likely, we must determine if they go with the grace of the spirits or if they are agents of wickedness. The first step will be to divine their language and the nature of their belief system. Okay.
Yeah. You see that's kind
let's
of flavor
nab
text.
Some of them for closer investigation. I love it. Okay.
Yeah. So the flavor text is based on our ethics. It's pretty interesting. You see, it's all like about spiritualist and xenophobe.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, I think. And there's like infinite variations of this. So that's why I always like reading it, because every time you play, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it kind of, to me, it gives you some extra immersion.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
Now, so you can see, first of all, let's nab some of them for closer investigation. Now, the reason we can't do it, you can see we will attempt to disable
and seize. It requires a non-military Haymenis vessel within sensor range.
Yeah. So first of all, if they did kind of send a ship to our space, we would be able to do that. So the only choice is to keep at it, right? And what you need to remember, though, is that the AI is going through the same process.
Yeah.
And depending what kind of AI they are, they can nab one of our ships also.
Okay.
So we'll just keep at it for now.
Okay.
But basically, this was like a progress. And if you could see now, difficulty is 8. I thought it was 6 before, but you can see we're now in stage 3. So we kind of passed one stage. We kind of know roughly that they're species, but they're definitely an empire, I'm pretty sure this means. Because they could be a few other things as well. But we're back to like 80-day cycles, where every 80 days we have a chance to break through.
So was this considered a breakthrough to go into stage 3? Okay.
Yeah. So this was a breakthrough, yeah. So we'll just keep hacking. Our envoy will keep hacking away at that.
The phase has a 30% chance of granting insight, which increase the chance of future phases. Okay, so that, gotcha. Yeah. I understand.
So right now, the chance of breakthrough is 0.
Yeah.
Right, but you have 30% chance to get some insights, which will start to give us like a 5% chance of a breakthrough, or it's more likely to just gain insights. So we'll there is a small chance you might do these like every month, and but there's like 0.001 chance, right, that you like month after month you go stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. but sometimes you can spend years trying to decipher people. And there is other things, layers on top of it, as to why it is easy or hard to decipher some people's languages. And like sometimes some enterprises don't want to be contacted, or like deliberately try to sabotage anyone contacting them. There is kind of a lot going to go on there.
Yeah. I have a quick question for you. I can see the message that the Altair system has been fully surveyed, which means both of our science ships should be in the process of moving on to their new destinations, or maybe they're already even there. Is there a way to, like, I can see the list of the civilian ships over on the right-hand side. Is there a way to quickly click on something that it'll jump me to where they are?
If you double-click on any ship in that list, it will jump you right to where it is.
Okay, all right. I couldn't really tell because they're still in the Altair system, so it didn't actually move me anywhere. Okay.
Well, if you double-click, after you select it, double-click on it again, it will actually zoom you in and give you like an exclamation mark as to where that ship is.
Oh, I see it. Okay, gotcha.
You can even zoom in.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a very pretty game. But you rarely really look.
Yeah, that's
close.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not so hard to keep track of right now with 3 civilian ships, but I can see how very quickly you would lose track of, okay, where on Earth did I send that one?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, right. So that's pretty good. That's probably a decent place to wrap up
that was a lot.
This episode then.
Yeah.
So we've gotten through a little 2.5 years, it looks like.
Yeah. We're in 5th of June. 2202. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys to like unpack at the very start, but things will start to like pick up pace. We're obviously going over like the very basics. But yeah, we'll build our research station next episode. We'll claim a system. We'll start expanding. More
is
things
Paradox American?
No, Swedish.
It's just interesting that they are listing the month first and then the date. The day, the American way, as opposed to the European way, which is the day
year.
The month.
Yeah,
I mean, it does the year first, which makes sense, but then it does year.
I think it's because in the game the year matters more. I mean, you don't really care about the days all that much. Maybe that's interesting.
I mean, I just always thought that you Europeans were all backwards for putting your day in front.
Well,
of
actually, Americans are backwards.
I beg to differ.
Originally, before we sailed over there.
Yeah, okay. Right.
And then you guys.
We better stop there before this devolves. Okay. All right, that's good. So a little bit of progress here, and maybe in the next episode we will even be constructing something over here in the Altair system, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. No, we definitely need to claim it. Close off that little constellation and set ourselves up
do
for
we
expansion.
Claim it with the construction ship, or do we need to send a military ship to claim it?
No, it's a construction ship.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll jump into that then in the next episode, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. There were a few people kind of commenting saying that yes, it's useful. So I'm glad. I would love to get more people into Stellaris in general. Yeah. And I don't know. You'll see, guys, also the way I guess both me and Michael plays in a sort of slow and immersive style without a lot of min-maxing. You obviously have to, play smart. But yeah, if we can get more people out there who play the same way, then feel free to reach out to me on my About Me. To be honest, that's how I found Michael, right? A long time ago.
I have no idea. About
I
me
messaged you
in YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
And you can just email me, and if we can get more people to play together, that's always great.
Yeah, so that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, but yes.
Yeah. All right.
It's already hard enough for you and I to get our schedules lined up to be able to do anything. So more people makes it harder, but But it would be fun to get it like a great big multiplayer game going.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks
everybody.
See you in the
next one. Yep.
Bye for now.